Now at 5.
For too long, women have not been heard or believed if they dared to speak their truth to the power of those men.
The speech that stole the Golden Globes and prompted talk of a presidential bid.
But their time is up.
Amid a growing movement to stop sexual misconduct with a message that time's up.
And the Golden Globes, the talk of the country today, but it's not about who walked away with that gold statue.
CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo is here now with the message sent last night, both with and without words. Lisa.
That's right. It was a Golden Globes like none other, one with a theme throughout, a push for change in Hollywood and across America. Hashtags like Me Too and Time's Up mentioned in speeches all evening long, but no one summed up the emotionally charged feeling in the room quite like the one and only Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey simply stole the show at last night's 75th annual Golden Globes, accepting the Cecil B. DeMille Award for Lifetime Achievement as the first black woman to receive the honor. Winfrey's speech had the audience on its feet.
So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
Immediately after the broadcast, social media was abuzz whether Winfrey would run for president in 2020. Her longtime partner Stedman Graham later told the LA Times it's up to the people. She absolutely would do it. Before the show started, black was the fashion statement on the red carpet, as mostly all attending joined forces in solidarity with the victims of sexual harassment and assault.
It's so incredible to look around and see everyone in solidarity.
Time's Up was formed on New Year's Day by some of Hollywood's biggest stars posting on Instagram in the wake of the Me Too movement as the newest coalition to address sexual harassment in the entertainment business and in blue-collar workplaces nationwide.
It has to change. It's time to change, and the time is now and time's up.
Many of the men attending also wore a Time's Up pin to show their support. Host Seth Meyers began the show addressing the moment with some much-needed levity.
It's 2018. Marijuana is finally allowed, and sexual harassment finally isn't.
Throughout the night, female winners addressed the Time's Up movement, calling for solidarity and more female-driven stories and jobs, most notably Natalie Portman, while introducing the Best Director category.
And here are the all-male nominees.
Reese Witherspoon, one of Time's Up founders, acknowledged all the women who spoke out against sexual misconduct when accepting the award for Best Television Limited Series or Motion Picture Made for Television for Big Little Lies.
So I want to thank everyone who broke their silence this year and spoke up about abuse and harassment. You are so brave. Time is up. We see you. We hear you.
But it was Oprah's speech that continues to be the most talked about moment of the show.
And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again. Thank you.
Powerful stuff. Oprah herself today has not directly said whether or not she will run for president, but another significant part of her speech seemed to be directed towards President Trump when she talked about the importance of the press, saying, quote, that is the unsatiable dedication to uncovering the absolute truth that keeps us from turning a blind eye to corruption and to injustice, to tyrants and victims and secrets and lies. I want to say, she said, that I value the press more than ever before as we try to navigate these complicated times, end quote.
It was quite a speech last night.
It was, and felt presidential.
You know, politics is always a part of award shows, over the years, but last night felt different, didn't it?
It did. I mean, there was just a new tone to it as well, and everybody was, trying, there was a lot of messages going on, and I think she felt this was the most important speech of her career.
And very quickly, Oprah not the only one making history last night either,
No,
right?
that's right. Sterling K. Brown won Best Actor, the first black actor in the Best Actor category. So it was a lot going on last night. Lots of really...
This Is Us, right?
For This Is
Great
Us,
show.
absolutely.
A tearjerker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lisa, thanks so much.
Great night.
Lisa.
Thank you.